Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Obamacare is in the news everywhere since the Supreme Court decision. But how would you like to know how much of your money has already been spent on Obamacare? Go to californiashrug.org for a comprehensive video on Obamacare. But in the meantime, watch this short version of how your money has already been spent on Obamacare. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to get away from the money and the taxes and the fees that are coming and get to money that has already been spent or allocated by the government, which means you and me, the taxpayers. Section 8 of the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act of 2009, better known as the stimulus. Appropriate $2.5 billion, with $1.5 billion shall be available for grants for construction, renovation, and equipment, and for the acquisition of health information technology systems. In other words, money being spent to build a database. And what I'd like to know is what this has to do with building private sector jobs. Under Section 4002 of Obamacare, the following funds have already been allocated. Fiscal year 2010, $500 million. We work our way up to 2015, $2 billion, and $2 billion every year thereafter. That is $7 billion and counting. Who controls the money? Good question. Section 4002, subparagraph C, use of fund. The Secretary shall transfer amounts in the fund to accounts within the Department of Health and Human Services. In other words, the Secretary of HHS, one person, controls $7 billion. You add the $1.5 billion from the stimulus, you got $8.5 billion. On what amounts to medical decisions for all Americans being made in Washington, D.C. Question: why has Obama taken this $8.5 billion off the table? He won't discuss it in deficit reduction. He won't discuss it in debt limit increases. It's completely off the table. He will not discuss it. And yet he goes on TV and constantly says the Republicans will not compromise.
But we have to pass the bill so that you can find out what is in it.
Sometimes government has to step in to help deliver on that promise.